Hello everyone, I'm Chase here at Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today we're going to show you how to navigate our Yamaha OEM parts finder. So whether you own a Rhino, a YXZ1000, a PW50, or maybe a YZ450F, in this video today we're going to show you how to navigate the Yamaha OEM diagrams to help you find the parts you're looking for quickly and easily. In this video, we're going to go over the basic layout of Yamaha's OEM diagrams. We're also going to give you some helpful tips and information that will help you navigate as well as answer some commonly asked questions. So let's get started. On each OEM page, you will find a couple of helpful links, and you can also access these two features on any of the OEM schematic pages as well. We have our live chat feature, which lets you chat with an OEM specialist if you are having trouble finding the parts you need. We also have our OEM part finder tips. Here's a list of tips and tricks that we have put together that are specific to Yamaha that will help you locate the correct part. Now, we are constantly updating this sheet, so if there's a question you have or something you see is missing, do not hesitate to let us know. On this page, you'll find information about your machine's model number. First category is motorcycle suffix keys. Below these are 3 lists that give helpful information about ATV model numbers. ATVs are more involved due to the variety of models, features, and colors. These lists will help you select the correct model when looking at the diagrams. Next, you'll see a chart showing the vehicle year identified in the part model number. Every model will have a letter at the end indicating its year. In this case, a 2005 YZ250 will have a T after the 250. The same would be for a PW50 or a YZF R1 for that year. Next up, we have VIN numbers. If you're not sure what year model your machine is, not a problem. The 10th digit in the VIN will be your model year. If you have a J in the 10th position, that would indicate either a 1988 or a 2018 model. Just refer to this table at the bottom if you're unsure. Okay, so let's take a look at finding some parts. For this example, we're going to be looking for a 2004 YZ250. So first, we'll select our category. We're going to select motorcycle. Now keep in mind, for motorcycles, this will be for both street and also dirt. Next, we will select our year. Now the year will start with the latest models and work its way back. Next, we're going to select our machine. We're going to select 2004 YZ250. Now when selecting your model, remember that your model year is indicated by a letter. In some cases, you may see a 1 or a 2 after this letter. This simply means that this specific letter has been used on that model before. For example, a 1993 and 2014 YZ250 both share an E for their year. If you see a C after this, this stands for California. These vehicles are designed to meet California regulations and will have different parts of systems than the standard models. Next, you may see specific color codes or special editions, and you can refer back to the OEM Parts Finder tips page for help on that. Now let's talk about finding a specific part and knowing what diagram to select. Diagrams will be listed in alphabetical order. No matter what part you are looking for, think of where the part is on the vehicle and what it is connected to or is touching. For example, if you're looking for a countershaft seal, you would know it's attached to the crankcase, but it's also touching the countershaft that the front sprocket connects to, which is part of the transmission. So looking at the crankcase and transmission diagrams would both be great starting places. In the case of Yamaha, the countershaft seal is typically found on the transmission diagram. Now let's say we're looking for a piston. So you ask yourself, what is it connected to? In this case, we know it's connected to the crankshaft, so we're going to select crankshaft piston. As you look at the diagram, there are some important things you need to know and some tips that are going to help you out. The parts are laid out facing forward. An arrow at the bottom of the page will indicate which way is forward. This helps in finding parts specific to the left or the right side of the machine. You can zoom in and out using the plus and minus buttons at the bottom of the screen, or you can use the scroll wheel on your mouse. If you hover over any number, a box will appear with the part name, part number, pricing, and how many are in stock. If this is the part you are looking for, just simply click the Add to Cart box. On certain diagrams, you may see a line or even a box connecting multiple item numbers. In this diagram, items 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are connected by a line. This means these parts make up an entire assembly. To order the assembly, you would want to order item 6. The numbers on the diagram correlate to the numbers listed below. On this list under quantity, you may see certain boxes have more than one for a quantity. This indicates the amount of that part needed for complete assembly. If you only need 1 or maybe 2, you can click on the box and change the quantity. You will notice in Yamaha diagrams that they don't specify left or right. For parts that are located on both sides of the machine, if you're unsure, look at the tag number. The smaller tag number indicates the left side and the larger indicates the right. Looking at the stock status, you can easily see what is in stock. If an item is in stock, we have it in our warehouse and ready to be shipped. We do our best to stock as many parts as possible, but may not stock items that are rarely purchased. If you order a part that is not stocked, we will order the part immediately from Yamaha and ship it to you as soon as possible. We work hard to review each diagram to stock the parts that are commonly ordered. If we missed one, our software will recognize it based on sales and make it a stocked item. If an item is not shipping, this can be one of two things. First, the part is old and no longer made by Yamaha, or second, it may be a brand new part and not yet available. In some situations, there will be an email me when available box. This means that Yamaha does not have the part in stock and does not have an exact date of when the part will be available. Now let's talk about some commonly asked questions. First, two-stroke piston sizing. So if we pull up the 2004 YZ250 and look at the crankshaft piston schematic, we'll see that the Yamaha lists 4 different pistons for this bike. In the part numbers they have A, B, C, and D, and each of those have a color assigned to them: red, orange, green, and purple. Yamaha uses this system to best match each piston to its cylinder. You'll find a letter stamped on the back of your cylinder, and that is what piston they have matched with that cylinder. Unless you are ordering a brand new cylinder with a new piston, most experts would say that when replacing a piston in a used cylinder, your best bet is to go with the D or purple piston. Now another commonly asked question that we get is what is all included with the assembly? So let's take a look at the 2014 YZ450F cylinder schematic. So if you were going to order a new cylinder head for this bike, you would want to know what all is included with the head. And as you can see, the assembly is going to have a dotted line surrounding it with a number 1 tied to it. Everything in this box will come included with the head. So the head itself, the valve guides, cam caps, dowel pins, and camshaft cap hardware. The camshaft caps are not available individually because they need to be matched to each cylinder head. Now let's jump over to a 2009 Grizzly 700. This model has power steering and is green. If we pull up the front master cylinder schematic, we'll see that you can buy the complete assembly, which is number 1. Everything in that dotted line box will come included. If we were just wanting to rebuild our master cylinder, we would look at number 2, the master cylinder kit. You'll see that instead of a box, Yamaha has a continuous line connecting each part to that number 2. Anything that the line touches would be included in this kit, so you would get the dust cover, circlip, piston, and seal. Everything needed to completely rebuild the master cylinder. Next, let's talk about color codes. If we jump over to the front fender schematic, we'll find another commonly asked question in regards to color codes for plastics and other colored parts. You can refer back to the OEM tips page, which we already briefly went over, to figure out the model number for your machine's specific color. We already determined that our machine is green, but Yamaha is listing out all the color options for fenders, unless you have a special edition machine. For these machines, specific plastics are going to be listed for your machine only, and that is why it's important to choose the correct machine from the list. Most of the time, Yamaha will list color name in the part's name, like you see with the pastel deep green and the dark purplish blue solid, but on occasion you'll run into one that doesn't list the name. For example, if you had a black 2009 Yamaha Grizzly 700, you would see that it lists 3 different colorways for the plastics: green, blue, and SMJ. Now by process of elimination, you would know that SMJ is the black fender for your machine. If you're unsure and you want to verify this, you can go back to the machines list and you'll notice that they only list 3 colorways for this Grizzly. Another quick question that we get often is with superseded parts. Now a superseded part is a part that has been replaced by a newer version. You'll see small red text underneath part numbers on the parts diagram list. This part will fit your machine just fine. Yamaha may have made a change to that specific part, so it replaced the old part along with the part number. The next question we get asked often is about standard equipment parts. So let's go back to our 2004 YZ250 and look at the carburetor schematic. On the schematic, we'll find the pilot jet, also known as the slow jet, which is number 9 on the schematic. If we go down the list, you'll see multiple options for jet sizes underneath number 9. See how the number 50 is a standard jet, or the jet that comes standard on the bike? You'll also see the other options that run from 38 up to 62. So if you are rejetting your bike and you want the OEM jets, you'll know how to find what came stock and what other options are available. This also goes for plenty of other parts on other machines like the main jet, power jet, carb needle, leak jets, and pistons like we talked about earlier. Alright everyone, so thanks for watching this walkthrough video of how to navigate Yamaha OEM diagrams. Now remember that we have these walkthrough videos for all of the manufacturers that we carry here at Rocky Mountain. So if you're shopping for another brand, make sure you watch those videos. Now after watching this video, if you are having a difficult time finding the parts you need, well, do not hesitate. Comment below, call in, or chat live online with our OEM specialists, and we will get your questions answered. I'm Chase here at Rocky Mountain. Thanks for watching.